judgment of you based on what they've heard, you will forget. I never saw her again after that. Get your P's. Clear goals. I'm not invalidating how I felt, just navigating about like drama. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This video is more of a sit down talk. 7 tips for new uni starters. Also, this mic doesn't work, but I like to hold it for the sake of like talking videos, so it's less awkward for me. Let's start off with a little bit of context. I am incoming third year studying Comp Sci and Commerce at UNSW.
Some of the tips that I will be talking about will be based upon my experience at UNSW.
I also have a laptop here with the 7 tips that I have, so if I look to the side, I'm looking at my laptop. Tip number 1 is to join societies because friends can make or break your whole uni experience. I think O Week is this week, the week that this video is out. You've seen O Week. There's so many societies at UNSW. I think there's over 100. There's societies for like your degree, Computer Science and Engineering, CSC, NSOC. I love NSOC. There's business societies,
BSOC, BITSOC, NOCSOC, MSOC.
For all degrees. I encourage you to join the society for your degree because you meet a lot of people who literally study the same thing as you. How society structures go is first you start up as subcom in first year, which is like the lowest rank, and then the next year you go to director and then VP and then cabinet. There are different portfolios, ports. I was in NSOC socials for 2 years. I was subcom in first year and then director in second year, as you can probably see from the vlogs. CSC, I was in events in 2023. I was also in WeSoc, public relations, I think. So you have different portfolios. I liked very much planning events. That's why I joined socials and events. You also have like marketing if you're more like digital creation, the CPs, making banners and stuff. Publications, they make TikToks, YouTube videos. NSOC has their YouTube, so that's what publications does. They make content. I only really know NSOC stuff. Different societies have different portfolios depending on their structure. My top 2 tips is that you have to learn how to use Facebook. I know whoever has just graduated did not use Facebook because I did not know how to use Facebook beforehand. All events, updates about society events is all on Facebook. There are 2 main UNSW discussion groups in a society and you have to promote an event. Most likely promote through these Facebook discussion groups. Second tip, get your P's. Learn to drive. Not everyone in your portfolio will live close to each other and some bondings are like you have to drive there. So I really do recommend learning to drive. Life will just be a lot easier, I'm telling you from my POV. Part of joining societies, you have to do a lot of hangouts and a lot of bondings. In doing that, it's gonna be expensive. You're gonna be eating out with your portfolio, and I feel like the only reason why last year's portfolio socials was very close was because we hung out a lot, like a lot. We would always eat mala together. Oh my gosh, I literally have a YouTube video of my first time eating mala. It was with socials people. Other events like camp, ball, big flagship events, they cost money, and obviously hopefully you become good friends with your board, so then you guys will be going out eating, doing random stuff together. Over time it will become a lot more low maintenance, so you guys can literally just meet up and chat, but initially it will cost a lot. Just navigating about like drama in society. I don't think I've personally been in any society drama, but I have heard stuff from a lot of people, and in saying that, words spread very easily in a society. Everyone knows of everyone, but you don't know everyone. Like, you don't know them on a personal level. You will hear things about other people and words will spread like wildfire. Some people can base their judgment of you based on what they've heard, even though what they've heard may not be true. Even if something happens in your port, the whole society will probably end up knowing about it, and I don't know. Don't think that's a good thing. Other than that, I would say I had a very positive experience. Give it your all because your portfolio, your group can make or break your society experience. When I was in first year, subcom experience was pretty good. It started off with everyone being very active on the group chat. Like, everyone was there, but then some stuff like happened, and then obviously the group died down. That caused like co-directors and I to become a lot closer. But then last year, 2024, was probably the best year of my life, I can't lie, even though a lot happened. Not great, not bad. In NSOC, every port has a HR that organizes bondings. I don't think all societies have that, but it's very useful to have someone there who's dedicated to organizing bondings. Back in high school, you're surrounded by the same people for a whole year. You grow up with them. But then in uni, you don't necessarily see people every day because you probably share the same tute that lasts for 2 hours max per week, and I don't think you can really build a real friendship off of that because you're just basing everything off of assignments and classes. That's not a fun friendship.
I can't lie.
Make the most of it and you'll enjoy it. Second tip or advice, UNSW works in trimesters, so 3 semesters every year. We're the only uni that does trimester. I've heard a lot of mixed reactions. People either hate it or they love it. I low-key love it. Yeah, a lot of my friends right now are just UNSW, so I don't really need to worry about aligning schedules with other people. It's not that bad. People think that our terms are extremely long, but we still get the same amount of breaks, I would say, as normal unis. You get 2 weeks of break, one in week 6 called flexi week and one in week 10 called stuvac, but assignments are usually due week 7, so you're generally studying during week 6 and doing assignments, and week 10 is the week before finals, so you will be studying in both of those weeks. But traveling overseas is also good, especially UNSW, because you're in the off season, you're in the off peak, so tickets will be cheaper than if it's on season. If you have high school friends that don't go to UNSW, it will be hard to align your schedules because our holidays are basically when they're back in uni. Their holidays are when we're in finals. Tip number 3, don't slack off early in the term because it's hard to get back on track. If you miss one lecture, you will probably miss all the lectures. A lot of the first year courses, the lectures aren't compulsory, and I low-key didn't learn a lot from them because you get so tired just sitting down for 2 hours and you literally don't absorb any information. But I did find the lecture slides very helpful. Attend the tutorials because that's where they basically summarize all the information in the lecture. Try to maintain a high WAM because the courses are only going to get harder in 2nd and 3rd year. Apparently there's scaling for it, but I don't know about it. Tutorials for first year courses are mainly attendance marked, so it will contribute 5% towards your final grade. So you kind of do have to go. For comp sci though, they're structured with a tutorial first and then a lab. So it's 1 hour of tutorial where they go through the lecture content, 2 hours of lab work, which is where you work on your weekly labs and you can ask your tutor for help. I would recommend though to have your comp sci labs earlier on in the week. Don't do it Thursday, Friday because weekly labs are due the following Monday. So if you have your shoot lab on Thursday, Friday, then you can't really attend any help sessions and you're kind of stuck and stranded to do it by yourself. Also, just makes sense. Every Monday you think that you would have a week to do the work. So if you have your class on Friday, you will forget that you have labs due the Monday and you only have 3 days to do it. Labs are basically you just need a code and then you submit it through your laptop and then it gets marked. Some, I don't know if first year courses have this, but some might be manually marked. You might need to go into your actual labs and tell your tutor what you did to code it so they know that you're not just ChatGPTing. I also recommend don't ChatGPT because you will rely on it too much and you don't want that to happen in the final because you don't have ChatGPT. Your tutors are probably people 2 or maybe 1 year older than you. Most comp sci tutors are in CSC SOC or DevSoc. DevSoc used to be part of CSC and now they're 2 separate societies. Apparently there's beef around that. I don't know though. I don't know. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask them for help because they're the GOAT sometimes. I like to keep my lecture notes and my tutorial notes in the same document. I know some people like to split it up. This year I'm gonna start to use Notion, and I literally wrote my notes on Notion for this video. So I actually really like it, but I still don't get how some stuff work. Overall tip, be organized, manage your time well, and think about what you want to prioritize in this year. Is it
social life, academics, your career, mentally?
I think this is tip 4. Make friends in all of your classes. A lot of your classes are only 1 to 2 hours and you generally only have 1 class with them. If you ever have conflict with anyone in your society or if you've ever had conflict with them, try not to end it off badly because you'll never know if they'll be in your class and it would be really awkward. Just imagine if you had bad beef with someone and you walk into class and they're there and you have to spend a whole term together. Unless you change classes, which seems, I would say first year, start big, go small, meet as many people as you can and you'll naturally click with some people and then that's when you close your circle in. I feel like I really closed my circle in 2nd year. First year I met so many people. Obviously I have no beef against the people that I don't keep in contact with, but it's just that we are on different points in our life right now. Oh my gosh, it's actually insanely hot today. You can see the glow on my face. It might be my skincare from the morning, but it also might just be sweat at this point. The next tip, know which classes have assignments or pair assignments. You can go in with the risk if you want of not knowing who you want to pair up with. You have the possibility of being paired up with bums who don't do the work. Unless you like that challenge, go for it. Generally, you want to go into these assignments knowing who you're going to be pairing up with, or at least have someone that you know, so then if anything happens, you feel like you have someone like backing you up. Comp 1531 is solely a group assignment. There is no final. It's based on how your group like codes the back end for thing. I've heard a lot of mixed reactions. I have rarely heard a good 1531 story out of this. It is solely group work. And I know a lot of people hated this course because of the group work aspect.
There were bums in their group. People didn't know how to actually code. It was just no time management.
Honestly, for me, this was probably my favorite course to have ever done. I didn't know anyone. Actually, I did know one girl, but I didn't know she was doing it with me. I met her in an O-week lecture for Comp Sci. We met for like 2 hours. We talked and never saw her again after that until like second year when I did this course. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait. We met. And she was like, yeah, we did. And I was like, wait, this is crazy. We meet again in 1531. Maybe it was fate, maybe it was destiny. My group was very active online, especially on Discord. We had our own Discord like group chat, and we almost like called every single day to code. And I think that's what like helped us do like pretty well in this course. We were coding silently, but we would all just like unmute if we ever had a question, and we'd help each other out. And yeah, that was my favorite course. 1531 probably still is. But yeah, that's just another story of you never know who you're actually gonna meet and if you're gonna see them again. And I saw that girl again in my group, in my literal group. Out of everyone doing 1531, we magically chose the same like time, and we got paired randomly into the same group. And I think the fact that we treated each other as like friends also helped a lot. Tip number 6, surround people who are good for you. Ooh, spooky. It's just easier to communicate with people who have similar views and a mindset like you, because you don't have to explain yourself because they get it. Surround yourself with people who motivate you to do things, clear goals in their mind. Especially in first year, you get so swept away by the whole idea of going out all the time, socializing, but then you kind of leave your academics behind. Or maybe get a mix of people who motivate you to study as well as you can go out with. And try not to be fake. I know it's cliche. People can sense it when you're being not yourself. I'm gonna get a lip tint, be right back. So I would say in first year, I wasn't like fake in the sense of talking behind people's back. I was fake in the sense that I was a lot more extroverted than I actually was. My MBTI starts with an I. A lot of people when they first meet me were like, I can't see you as an I. That was because I was very extroverted. I'm an introverted extroverted. I'm extroverted with introverts, but I'm an introvert with extroverts, if that makes sense. I also have a really bad social battery, so you can imagine pairing fake being extroverted with a poor social battery. A lot of my friends know that I have a terrible social battery, and I just go non-verbal whenever I can't handle it anymore. So I couldn't fake being extroverted, so then that's when I really started cutting down my friends in second year. I was just with people who don't drain me. You'll naturally click with some people and some you won't, and that's just part of life. That's just natural. Don't feel bad about like distancing from people, because in the end, probably not to be like sad and all that, but friends most likely will probably drift because you guys are at different life stages, but that is okay. Don't fear that. It's bound to happen one day. But if they're real friends, then they'll stick for the whole ride. If they're not, then that's fine. Just don't, as long as you don't have beef, then like just let it happen. When you see each other again in the future, maybe in another class, then you can like be like, oh yeah, and you can continue from there. Pull your weight in a friendship. If anything happens, communicate and talk it out. I feel like that's just very much how a friendship goes. Anyways, my last tip is that you will change a lot as a person. When I say this, I don't mean like physically. Like, yeah, maybe physically you do. Maybe you like exercise more and stuff. I need to do that for 2025. For me, I changed a lot like emotionally and mentally. I'd say my mindset completely shifted in uni. Probably because I didn't have a lot of high school classmates coming into UNSW with me. So does this fit? Does this necklace go? Anyways, I'll just leave it like that. Maybe it's because you're growing up, that's why you're naturally maturing. But I think I did get very lucky as to who I met in uni. I think they really changed my way of seeing the world and how I approach certain situations such as conflict. Back in high school, I was very much, you're surrounded by the same people for what? I've stayed in the same school for a very long time, so you kind of get very narrow-minded in those certain aspects, and I think and I know that I over-exaggerated certain parts of it. I'm not invalidating how I felt or how anyone felt. Sometimes you just need to take a step back, look at it from a third perspective, and really reevaluate the situation itself. It comes into play with who you meet, which is why I'm so like, you gotta meet as many people as you can, and then you'll naturally like click with certain people. Coming into uni, they really showed me the importance of communication. Communication really can solve a lot of social problems, I can't lie. You will see the same situation happen to you in uni, but it depends if you want to break the cycle and act differently, or if you want to keep going at your old ways. There will be a pivotal moment in your uni life. Don't know if it's going to be first year, it might be second year, but there will be a pivotal moment where you kind of break that cycle of how you used to act. Everyone comes into uni not perfect. You explore a lot of new situations and see things in a new light. So yes, that's what I will say for uni. You will change a lot as a person. Anyways, that's the end of the video, but have fun and just remember everything happens for a reason, okay? Bye bye.